When I was 27 years old, I left a very demanding job in management consulting for a job that was even more demanding, teaching. I want to teach 7th graders math in the New York City public schools. And like any teachers, I made quiz and tests, I gave out homework assignment. When the work came back, I calculated the grader. What struck me was that IQ was not the only difference between my best and my worst students. Some of my strongest performers did not have stratospheric IQ scores. Some of my smart kids weren't doing so well, and that got me thinking. The kit of things you need to learn in 7th grader math, sure, they're hard, ration, decimal, they are of parallelogram. But these concepts are not possible, and I was firmly convinced that every one of my students could learn the material if they work hard and long enough. After several more years of teaching, I came to the conclusion that what we need in education is much better understanding of students are learning from a motivational perspective, from a psychological perspective. In education, the one thing we know how to measure best is IQ. But what if doing well in school and in life depend on much more and your ability to learn quickly and easily? So I left the classroom and I went to the graduate school to become psychologist. I started studying kids and adults, kids kinds of super challenging settings. And in every student, my question was, who's successfully here and why? My research and team went to West Point Military Academy. We tried to predict which cadet would stay in military training, which would drop out. We went to the National Spelling Bee and tried to predict which children would advance further in competition. We started rookie teacher work in a really tough neighborhood, asking which teachers are still going to be here and teaching by the end of the school year. And of this, who will be the most effective and improving learning outcome of their students? They partnered with private companies asking which of their salespeople is going to keep our jobs. And was who to earn the most money, and all these very different contexts are characteristic emerge as a significant predictor of success. And it was not social intelligence, I learned good looks, physical health, and it was IQ. It was a great is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out, not just for a week, not for just a month, but for years. And working really hard to make that future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not sprint. A few years ago, I started studying grit in the Chicago public schools. I asked thousands of high school juniors to take grit questionnaires, and then wait around more than a year to see who would graduate. Turn around, the graduate kids were significantly more likely to graduate. Even when I met them on very characteristic, I could measure things like family income, standard gigs, represent that score, even how safe kids felt when they were at school. So it's just at West Point of the National Spelling Bee that grit matters. Also in school, especially for kids at risk for dropping out. To me, the most shocking things about grit is how little we know, how little science know about building it. Every day, parents and teachers ask me, how do I build grit on kids? How do I do to teach kids social work ethic? How do I keep them motivated for the long run? The honest answer is, I don't know. What I do know is what talent doesn't make you greedy. Our data show very clearly that there are many talented individuals who simply do not follow through on their commitments. In fact, in our data, grade is usually unrelated or even inversely related to measure of talent. So far, the best idea I have heard about building grit is in kids is something called growth mindset. This is an idea developed at Stanford University by Carl Dweck. And it is believed that the ability to learn is not fixed, that it can change with your effort. Dr. Dweck has shown that when kids read and learn about the brain and how it changes and grows in response to challenge, they are much more likely to persevere when they fail because they don't believe that failure is a permanent condition. So growth mindset is against idea for building grit, but we need more, and that's where I'm going to end my remarks because that's where we are. That is the work that stands before us. We need to make our best idea for strongest in inclusiveness, and we need to test them. We need to measure whether we have been successfully, and we have to do willing to fail, to be wrong, to start over again with lesson learned. In other words, we need to be greedy about gritting, or our kids greater. Thank you.